Wolverhampton Wanderers have received a concerning update regarding Mosquera, with the Colombian defender now expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks after scans confirmed a Grade 2 ankle sprain. Mosquera suffered the injury towards the end of Wolves' match against Blackburn Rovers. The club initially stated only that he would be sidelined for a few weeks, but fresh information from Colombia has now provided a much clearer recovery timeframe. According to Colombian journalist Pipe Sierra, the problem is serious enough to keep the 25-year-old out for roughly a month, potentially extending to 6 weeks depending on how his rehabilitation progresses. That leaves Cesar Peixoto needing to reorganize his defense during an important early stage of the season. The absence is particularly significant because Mosquera had been one of the defensive options available to Wolves. In a demanding championship schedule, losing a center-back for that length of time considerably reduces Peixoto's flexibility. There is, however, another important element to the story. The injury could also have a major impact on Mosquera's transfer future. Sierra reports that the Colombian's representatives had been working behind the scenes to secure a move away from Wolves before the transfer window closed. The identity of the interested club has not been revealed, nor is it clear how advanced those discussions had become. However, the ankle injury has now left Mosquera's representatives with few possibilities of completing the transfer they had been planning. With the window entering its final stages, any interested club would now have to sign a player who is expected to remain unavailable for several more weeks. That significantly changes the situation for Wolves. Before the injury, there was a genuine possibility that Mosquera could leave Molineux. Now, the most likely outcome is that the Colombian remains at the club beyond the deadline simply because his recovery period makes an immediate transfer considerably more difficult. For Cesar Peixoto, that creates an unusual situation. Wolves are now likely to retain the defender, but they will not be able to use him for a significant run of fixtures. If his recovery takes the full 6 weeks, Mosquera could miss a substantial number of championship matches as well as possible cup commitments. The injury could also influence Wolves' final transfer decisions. With Mosquera unavailable and his potential departure effectively on hold, the club must now decide whether they have sufficient depth at center-back or whether another defensive signing becomes more urgent before the window closes. For now, the situation is straightforward. Mosquera is expected to remain at Wolves, but he will be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks. What initially appeared to be a relatively short absence has developed into an important issue for both Cesar Peixoto's team selection and Wolves' transfer strategy during the closing weeks of the market.